Good morning.
Hi. We've got Cloud back now, and he's not an asshole anymore.
And also not retarded. Maybe.
See, look how nice he is to Yuffie.
Was he gonna say join soldier?
He's giving Yuffie advice about not getting sick.
Do some squats like he is.
Yeah, do some squats. We all remember how to do squats, right? Because I don't.
That was some sage advice.
Well, I mean, it's more advice than he would have gotten. He would have given, like, you know, a few episodes ago. He would have just been like, I don't care.
I'm Cloud. Get in the box.
No. That is the wrong Cloud. Anyway, so, this is the remains of Medeal, now that Ultima Weapon has destroyed it. Just a bunch of glowing green, nasty water.
That dude looks like he's part of the ground.
Which, the one that's sitting on the ground there?
Yeah.
That I just talked to? Yeah. So there's still a few people that'll sell stuff here. Not as much as used to be sold here. So you can still get accessories. And I think the materia shop is still open. But I may not have talked to the crazy chocobo lady enough times, so I don't think she's here. So I can't buy all the useful, great things that she would have been able to sell me. Not that there was much to actually buy. But, yeah, so Medeal is basically just a crap hole now. There's not really much to do.
Rip. Are we gonna get another 9th party member or nah?
Nah, we have every party member now.
Forever missing one party member.
Yep. 'Cause she's dead. So, we're not gonna do anything super story related in this episode. It's just gonna be another, like, filler episode.
Wait, the dog could be our 9th party member.
Yeah, the dog. We already have a dog. We have Red 13. He's dog-like.
He's more cat-shaped than anything.
Really? I always thought he was more dog-shaped. Cat dog. He's a cat dog. So anyway, I hadn't played the game in probably a month and a half. So this is me remembering how to fly the airship. As we make our way to the Bone Village. Now, we're gonna try and dig something up here. I do know the precise location of where it is. I don't know why he still wants me to find the Lunar Harp.
We already found that, right?
Yes. The Lunar Harp was the thing that we used to get into the Sleeping Forest. Which, yeah. That's the area north of here. Anyway, so we come up here, and we go right about here. And technically we don't have to order a person to come here, we could just bomb it and search, but, you know, I like being on the safe side and just having one guy so at least he'll look in the direction of where I need to dig. He says, dig this way, so I'm gonna dig this way.
You ever tell you or talk about the time that this dinosaur
Fuck.
with the rip.
Let's do it again.
The dinosaur with a jet crashed into its face reminds me of a D&D session I had with Rogue Trader. I don't know if I said that or not.
I don't remember. Anyway.
Yeah, basically I crashed a fucking jet into some big tyrannid's head and it fucking killed everything around it.
That sounds kind of familiar, so maybe you did mention it?
I mentioned it probably off the video.
Anyway, so this time we'll definitely get the key to Sector 5.
Oh! I have no idea where that goes.
So the key to Sector 5 is a key that opens up the door to Sector 5 of Midgar.
Sure.
So we're gonna head on back over to Midgar. And land. There we go. So, if we go and we talk to this guy here, it seems he has dropped his gate keys somewhere. On some kind of excavation tour, perhaps. So, too bad for him.
But that's gate number 7.
Yeah, well, Sector 7 doesn't exist anymore. What do you want? So, now we're back, we're back in Midgar, in the slums. Midgar is so weird. Who just up and decides to build a city on top of a city?
Gotham done it. They're just like, this city is just shitty, so we're just gonna build a city above it. So that's why you have double-layered cities.
It just seems weird. They do it in Deus Ex too. The first new Deus Ex. Human Revolution? Was that the first one? Where you play as Jensen?
I think it's Human Revolution, then Mankind Divided.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so Human Revolution, when you go to China, there's the split city. Or the split city, but, you know, a city on top of a slum, kind of. It just seems weird, like, so, like, did Midgar exist and then they build the plate on top of it later, or did they intentionally build it in such a way that you would have the slums underneath the plate? And did the slums pay for the plate? Also, this is a cute scene. If you bring Tifa and Sid here, Sid fixes the machine for you.
He just fucking kicks the shit out of it. Percussive maintenance, man. Oh, that's a Caesar right there.
What did we get?
What kind of animation was that?
We got the premium heart. Let's see if we can get anything else out of it. Nope. So the premium heart is actually Tifa's ultimate weapon. See, it has all 8 slots, but no materia growth. So, that won't do. So, there's one more thing we can do here that we're not gonna do, and that's, do you remember way back we talked to a guy and he sold us some batteries so we could climb up to, the Shinra building?
Mm-hmm.
So we can go and talk to him, and you get, I think it's called a sneak glove. It's an accessory that increases stealing chance. But he wants 129,000 gil for it. And we, I think, barely have 200,000. So we're not doing that. Maybe later. When we've accrued a little more wealth.
How about we just steal it?
We can't. Also, all the enemies here are stupidly weak because this is such a low-level area. And we're level 50 now. Alright, so that's all we're gonna do in Midgar for now. There's not much else to really do in Midgar anyway. So the next place we're going to go is back to Nibelheim for a little bit. If we can find the airship. I'm not sure where we parked it.
Right over there. Past these guys.
Oh, something just leveled up. Some materia. There it is. It's so tiny. And now I have to remember where Nibelheim is. I just ended up like confusing myself here, so I just started following the path that you take through the game. It's like, okay, you go here, then you go over here, then you go to Junon, cross the river, or ocean. Then you go west and around and up. And this is that crappy place there. And then that's Rocket Town, so Junon, or Nibelheim, is right here. We did it, we made it. Also, we need Tifa for this, so. So now, if you remember way back when we played the piano in that flashback,
It's time for the panties.
it's time for the payoff. Not that we really use Tifa all that much, so. I remember how it goes. We did it! We played it well! And then there's a note. We get to read a note. So anyway, this is a letter from Tifa's, like, martial arts teacher, Zangan, who's the dude with the cape.
Mm-hmm.
From that flashback. Also, you get Final Heaven here, which is Tifa's final limit break. And the letter basically kind of tells you what happened after, like, the actual real flashback that happened, where, you know, Cloud goes in and he stabs Sephiroth and throws him into the fucking reactor, and then, like, dies. Zangan shows up, gets Tifa out safely, but before he can go back and get Zack or Cloud, Shinra shows up and Hojo takes them both. For an experiment. Which one can only assume was the Sephiroth clone thing.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, Cloud was a failed Sephiroth clone, allegedly. So, yeah. So that's the basic gist of everything that we're gonna do non-story-wise. Except... You know what? Let's do the Chocobo thing.
Yeah.
It's gotta be a separate episode, the whole thing, but I'm gonna show you guys what it takes to breed a golden chocobo. It's fun?
It's easier than you think.
No, it's not. I mean,
Maybe.
yes, it's easy, but it's time consuming. So the first thing you need for catching chocobo, obviously, is greens and a chocobo lure. So we're going to go through here and equip a chocobo lure on one of our wonderful companions. This transform materia is mastered, so we can just replace that. Looks like we've mastered the transform materia twice now, I guess? Because we've got 3 of them now.
Huh.
Remember, every time you master a materia, it makes a clone of itself.
Yeah. So, like, technically, you could have infinite enemy skill materials. I don't know why you would.
You can't.
No?
See, because
Not that one?
the enemy skill materia doesn't have any kind of AP generation.
Oh, just anything with
anything
AP
that has
generation.
AP, because basically anything that gains AP can level up. But since the enemy skill materia doesn't gain AP, it doesn't level up, so it can't be mastered. So what we need to do here at the Chocobo farm is we need to rent some Chocobo stables so to keep the Chocobo that we're going to collect and breed. They're 10,000 gil apiece, and there's 6 stables, and we're just going to rent them all. We probably won't need them all, but rent them all anyway, why not? I got money to spare.
Maximum Chocobo.
Granted, by money to spare, I mean I think the 60k is going to be about half of my total money. I know, I still got 132,000. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go and find some greens to buy, because there's multiple different types of greens, and depending on the way I look at it, depending on how expensive it is, the more expensive it is, the better they work. And it's basically like how many turns you can go through with a Chocobo in the fight without it running away. So, just for demonstration purposes, let's find a spot to get a great Chocobo. Which is not this way. That is the crater. We can't go there yet. Oh, right. I went to this dude first to buy greens. The weird Chocobo sage. Who just chills in front of this fire.
Forever.
Forever. We've got 130,000, so we can get the best greens, maybe? Oh no, these are the second best greens. About 10 of them. That's what we need. Why not? Now we're gonna go try and find a great Chocobo. So, the thing is, you want to have certain Chocobo ratings. There are different types of ratings for Chocobo, and what happens is, when you go and you take it to the stable, the little kid there, Chocobilly, he'll tell you what the rating of the Chocobo is. He'll be like, "Oh, this is a great Chocobo. Oh, this Chocobo's okay." And depending on the area you're in, will dictate what kind of Chocobo you can get. In this area, you can find great Chocobo, but the other thing is that you can only find them if, like, the way to tell if it's going to be great or not is if it's accompanied by a certain enemy. So, like, even if you find a Chocobo, there's a chance that it might not be the one you're looking for. So, like here, this Chocobo here, it's Chocobo, alright, and it is accompanied by enemies, but it is not the right chocobo. We want one that is accompanied by the those weird like roly-poly armadillo dudes. These guys, they're called spirals.
Of course there are.
These are the things that I called really ugly silverfish in one episode. I even named the episode Really Ugly Silverfish. So this is sped up 4 times. Just so you get a grasp on just how long this takes.
Rip Cloud. Welcome back, Cloud.
Rip Cloud and then welcome back. In like 4 seconds. Oh! Yeah! That's a mastered all materia. That's very, very, very good. So anyway, if you don't remember how catching a chocobo works, I'm just gonna demonstrate it right here. Because I got tired of trying to catch chocobo. So I figured I'll just show it off and then do a whole episode about breeding chocobo.
Put your dick in it.
Yeah, you put your dick in the chocobo. That is exactly what you do. That is gross. So anyway, you feed it greens so it doesn't run away, so it's distracted. If you attack it, if you do any damage to it at all, it'll just like attack everything in sight and then run away. So you don't want to do that. So basically you throw the greens at it to distract it long enough for you to kill all the other enemies with it. You also get this nice chocobo music when you find a chocobo. And that's how you catch a chocobo. So what happens now is it pops you onto the chocobo right out here, and it's going to give me the prompt for how to ride a chocobo, because this is actually the first time I've ridden a chocobo in the game, because I didn't do it when you were supposed to do it the first time, which was to bypass the Midgarzalem. Remember, I just fought it instead. So anyway, once you dismount a chocobo that you've just caught, you send it back to the stable, and then what you do is you run over here to the stable. And you'll talk to Choco Billy. And you go down to moving chocobos. Or you run away. Cloud, please. Hornet, what are you doing? Please. Oh, I'm an idiot. What am I doing? Come on.
No idea.
Come on. Okay, there we go. Alright, moving chocobos. And there you go. So Chocobilly says this one's not bad. So that's not great. We want one that's great. So we're just gonna let this one go. And yeah.
Jeff. They're let go into the Chocobo Burger Factory.
The Choco Glue Factory.
Yeah, the Choco Glue. That one's better.
So, the next episode we're going to actually show off Chocobo breeding, which will be fun. But first, Chocobo breeding, it ain't cheap. So, what we're gonna do is gonna get stuck on this fat man. Okay, there we go. So if you remember, we have a mastered all materia. Now, mastered all materia sell for 1.4 million gil. So, yeah. We're just gonna sell this and now we're rich.
Yeah!
We have 1.5 million gil, And, yeah, we should be all set. We don't need money anymore. We don't have to worry about it. So, you know, one less thing.
No opening up cheat engine, nothing like that.
Hey, I haven't used cheat engine at all this time. It's not like I've never used cheat engine in a Final Fantasy game before. In fact, it's a whole lot of fun to just use cheat engine in a Final Fantasy game.
Get all the money.
Get all the money. Next time, Chocobos. Good night.
Good night.